Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's matchup. This is going to be Onward VR Master League Season 6, Week 8. Going to be a matchup between the Great Apes and Gravity. I'm joined here tonight by my co-caster, Silent Knight. Silent, say hello to the ladies and gentlemen out there.
What is up? And welcome. Man, we are going to have a good match today. I love the Great Apes. Love Gravity, but I like the Great Apes a little bit more.
Yeah, I can say I'm a little biased myself, but I was also a player for the team a couple of seasons ago, so that's only where my bias comes from. Either way, I think we're looking at a great matchup here tonight. Real quickly, the teams are all in the lobby, and they are biting at the bit to get going tonight. So real quickly, let's go over tonight's bans. It looks like, excuse me, looks like Apes are going to ban Tanker, and Gravity is going to ban Quarantine. I'm a little saddened by, because that is a favorite map of mine to cast. And then if we have a look, it looks like the first map that we'll be playing tonight is going to be Cargo. So should start off with some interesting bits of action, but we'll have to see. We'll see if Gravity able to show the Great Apes what fur here in the first map.
Yeah, for sure. Probably one of the hardest parts about Cargo is really getting control of that mid part of the map. It seems like there's a lot of nades that can go out, and people have gotten some really good throws and some really well-timed nades lately. We've seen SMC that has some really sharp shots with that one, so we'll see who's able to dominate the first map.
I agree. Now, if we actually take a look at the rosters for both teams playing tonight, we have on the Great Apes, the team captain Irish Gorilla, Tau Cow, Tyler 35421, Purple Highway, and Lightsteed. And then on the side of Gravity, we're going to have The Bomb 602, Haunted Folly, Mechondrid, okay, yep. And then Arachna Reaper 007 and Water Lad to round up their roster. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and send the old go-ahead to Mr. Irish Gorilla, the man hosting the lobby tonight. We will get you right into tonight's action.
Let's get this party started. Here we go. It's going to get intense.
That it will, or at least that's what we're hoping. Also want to thank everyone for tuning in, of course. This will be my second official hosted cast, and this time I actually have a co-caster, so I don't have to talk to myself, so that'll make things a little bit easier.
So, and yeah, with that, I mean, I'm just really excited. The one thing I've really liked about the Great Apes, you guys gave us some really good fights back in the day. We were both kind of at the same place, so I'm really excited to also see how Gravity does. They're kind of a little bit of a newer team. But you know, they've worked hard, and here we go with the countdown.
That is right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to rock here on Cargo. This is going to be round number 1 of map 1 here on Onward Master League.
Yeah, with it being the wide objective, you got to be really careful about how you're going to cross this, because there's a small chance that if the Great Apes are able to fire across, that they're going to be able to pick some people off, but it doesn't look like they're getting that peak, and 2 people are going to make it across safely.
Yeah, a little slow out of the gate there. Looks like the Apes were trying to utilize some light machine gun magazine swappage. Lightsteed going to utilize the shield here in the center.
He's got to be very careful, though, about Hunted Folly right here. He's in a very strong position, but it looks like Lightsteed's almost assuming it. But if he comes out a little bit too far, he is going to be taken off right off the bat, and you do not want to lose your shield in the very beginning.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Silent. Lightsteed's going to have to be careful, and him and Purple Highway just kind of chatting it up about what's about to happen here, and Haunted Folly just sitting there kind of waiting. I'm actually got to give him a lot of credit here. This just takes a lot of patience. I mean, he even sees the shield now, for goodness sakes, and that was really close. And Haunted's going to take out Lightsteed. Purple Highway, though, should know the refrag opportunity is there. Really, all he needs to do is just stick his gun out and just take a few pock shots there.
Yeah, that's the scary part right there. Now he knows where the person is, but does he dare go? And Tyler managed to get refrag on that one, taking out Water Lad, but Hunted Folly is still in a very threatening position right now.
Yes, he is, and he takes down the Irish Gorilla on the other side of the little grating there. Purple Highway still not made his move yet. He's going to need to pop out here and get this refragger, otherwise Haunted Folly's just going to stop the entire offensive push.
Yeah, Taokow's also starting to peek out. I don't know why he's starting to. He has a chance to get shot if he does get spotted, and he does.
Purple Highway has now sat back and watched 3 of his team members get killed by this one man, Haunted Folly. The first round MVP for Gravity is he's just mowing down the Great Apes here in the center.
Well, he's definitely haunting the Great Apes. There's no doubt about that. Tyler, though, now taken out. It is 1 on 4. Purple Highway. Ooh, almost getting shot right there.
And there it is. Yeah, a little bit of a falter there from the Purple Highway. He did sit back on his heels just a bit too long. He should have went for those refrags, in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is, and again, it's always easier to say these things from outside looking in, right?
Well, here's the tough part about that. The Great Apes, Purple Highway was right there. He heard the shots, and he saw his shield guy get taken out right there. I didn't hear a call out, though, saying, hey, there's a guy mid on the other side of this main wall. When that happened, 2 of the other Grade 8 teammates still moved up, assuming it was safe, and ended up getting taken out also. And so you just got to really watch out with that communication there, where if anything, hey, you know, you need to communicate with your team where you believe people are, especially after you witness one of your teammates being taken out.
Yeah, that's right. Communication in this game, very key for top tier type of play. Maybe the Great Apes just haven't warmed up yet. Let's hope that that's the case, because otherwise this could be a pretty one-sided match here for Gravity.
Yep, and regardless, I mean, now we get to see if the Great Apes are able to get another point on defense. And I'm kind of curious to see if we are going to see more of a rushed play or a little bit of a slower play coming out of Gravity.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. The Great Apes seem to have been taking their time to an extent. Not completely. I mean, they did push up to the center area of the map pretty quickly there, but not maybe as quickly as some other teams would, or at least not utilizing that speed moving forward in the map.
So far, though, a very strong round for Hunted Folly. Is he going to keep that going?
Yeah, 4 kills. Yeah, 4 kills. That's amazing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The round has just gone into the kind of the staging area here on round 2 of map 2. We're going to take a look at the overhead map here as the Great Apes and Gravity push their way out. Nice little defensive formation here from the Great Apes. They're playing it pretty safe, but covering the whole map. And then Gravity got a 3-2-man split here. Let's see how that works out for him.
Hunted Folly currently peeking up the dark alleyway. His footsteps are a little bit loud. He will be picked up by Irish Gorilla if he's not careful. Also, Tyler being in the very back, giving away his position, but getting a kill from it. Bomb's going to be moving up now. Hopefully trying to get a refrag. I don't think Bomb knows quite where Tyler's at, though.
Yeah, and Tyler able to take down Haunted Folly, the MVP from the round before, so that's always good for the Great Apes. Lightsteed managed to pick up Mechrondrid. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to start calling him Mech just because I'm not going to murder his name the rest of the night.
Short, sweet, easy to remember. Frag out, though. Looks like a little bit off. Tyler still being up.
Waterlad and Arachna Reaper able to take down Lightsteed at the end of the tunnel. They're now pushing up on the left, but it looks like, or sounds like, Purple Highway has heard the push, and he's now got his weapon trained on that corner.
Irish Gorilla and his beautiful beard just took out the Bomb, and Purple Highway also getting another.
One of the tunnels down.
And one is left in the tunnel. Hopefully Purple Highway's watching for that just to be safe.
And it's all up to Waterlad. He is the last one remaining on the Gravity team. He is now going to have to 1v4 the Great Apes here on this objective. And it's a pretty difficult objective, honestly, to attack, especially by yourself against a team of, say, even two people can make this, attacking this particular objective as a single-man unit, pretty difficult.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And Waterlad did get taken out. He walked out right where he saw his one teammate go down. He's like, you know, maybe things have changed. I'm going to go take a peek. And unfortunately, nothing changed and he got killed. But such is life. With still 4 minutes left, though, you have enough time to really get a good rotation in and try to really switch things up. Maybe get a couple of refrags with that, especially with where you heard the gunshots coming from. You have a little bit of an idea of where people are at.
Yeah, that's very true. And it looks like on that round, things even back out. Purple Highway picking up 2. Tyler able to secure 2 as well. No, I'm sorry, just 1, as the first one came from round number 1. Irish Gorilla picking up 1 and Lightsteed as well. Meanwhile, Gravity only able to pick up 1 there in that round, and that was Lightsteed in the tunnel. With that, the score goes tied 2-2.
And so far, so good. Great Apes, though. I mean, so far we've seen some very strong defense from both sides. Now hopefully we get to see some great attacks coming up. Although this next objective, being at the red crate on the north side of the map, that's a very tough one to kind of break through just because there are so many different spots that people can be hiding at.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And because it's focused kind of so far towards the north of the map, there's not a whole lot of options of being able to kind of flank around that. So that could cause issues for the Great Apes here as they begin their push towards this objective here in round number 3 on map 1. Oh.
One dropped on each side.
Yeah, it appears.
Only one of the Great Apes is left. There we go.
There we go. And the Great Apes abandon the mission. They're going to go ahead and reset. For those of you who may be tuning in or have not seen the Onward Master League or are familiar with how we play, you do have within the first 15 seconds there, in order to drop the round without it affecting the score or the map at all. So that's exactly what happened. I think maybe a player was left behind here in the tent. Not 100% sure there. But they're going to go ahead and they're going to get everybody together, get that re-readied, and then start the next round.
So hopefully it is just a very quick fix, though. At least everyone was able to catch it in time. We have had a couple of times where people didn't catch it in time and unfortunately have had to give up a point to the other team. So at least that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, so we'll try this again. This will be round 3, map 2, take 2. Here on Cargo between the Great Apes and Gravity. Some nice pre-fire coming out there from the Great Apes as they manage to push 2 men up the tunnel. A smoke comes out right on Haunted Folly's position. Had that been a frag, he would have been able to actually catch 2. Something to maybe consider for the Great Apes going forward, but a frag comes out from the bomb. It overshoots the tunnel, and now they're going to bum rush it. Irish Gorilla able to take down the bomb, but now Arachna Reaper is going to be sitting here waiting for Irish Gorilla and or Talcow to make their poke their heads out of the tunnel.
Yep, and that first kill was absolutely crucial. And they have some very well-placed smokes. Now they just got to be careful on their push up. Because, I mean, Gravity right now is being very aggressive.
Yeah, that's very true. They are being quite aggressive for a defensive team. Arachna Reaper takes down Irish. Then he pushes aggressively into the tunnel and takes down Talcow. Meanwhile, a member of the Great Apes, I believe it was Lightsteed, also taken down on the eastern side, leaving just Tyler and Purple Highway to try and coordinate a 2-man push against the 4-man Gravity defense here on the northern objective. This is not looking good. Gravity's aggressive defense actually seeming to work out quite well for them, in fact.
Yeah, well, and that's the difficult part, too. Right now, I mean, especially with how exposed they are, you got to be very careful with that risk. Because if you get a couple of nades, especially towards the mid where a good majority of them were, you have a high chance of being taken out pretty early. But not much nades have been taken out. Purple Highway getting 1. It is a 2-on-3, which is still very doable for the Great Apes.
Yes, it is. The odds are actually getting better and better for them as they get these picks. It's now 2v3, so that's not too bad. So, you know, about a 50% increased difficulty rate if you were to take it down to statistics, I believe.
Yep. The only thing right now that Tyler has to really worry about is Water Lad. He's in a very strong position. But if Purple Highway is able to push up also, he'll know that Water Lad is right there, hopefully, and be able to get that frag.
I'll tell you who's no longer a threat to Tyler 3-5, and that's going to be Haunted Folly, as Tyler took him down in that last little exchange on the western side of the map.
Now, Mac, I'm kind of curious about his rotation around. He heard the shots from Tyler. It looks like he's still trying to check mid. He's got to be very careful, though. If he's out of position a little bit, Tyler's going to be able to refrag.
Yes, and he's, as we hop on board here with Mech, he is kind of frantically checking all the angles that he can. He's pushing his way up to the objective. Obviously, his thoughts are, I cannot let these gentlemen cap on me. My team is not going to be very happy if they do. So, doing a good job putting himself on the objective, forcing someone to have to kill him before they can go for the cap. However, if he gets taken down and Waterlad is unaware of this, the enemy team could then actually get in there and could cap. So, it's a double-edged sword he's got.
Yeah, well, the tough part with Mech, his rotation was a little bit risky and somewhat unneeded. He was watching the alley all the way down, and he just heard the gunshots come from Tyler to get the kill. And if he had not rotated, he would have been able to pick up Tyler. And Waterlad was still covering the entire lane to stop any advancement from Purple Highway.
Oh, and a nice peek from Tyler 35-421 as he takes down Waterlad in his green barrel spot. Purple Highway then able to pick up Mech, and that's it. That's the end of this round. Great Apes take it. It's now 2-1.
Very beautifully handled. They moved up slow. They checked their corners, and they were able to get some really good advantage. Man, nice job, nice job.
Yes, I definitely would have to agree with you there. It's a good one. And we're going to get it looks like we're going to be seeing a really good bout here on this map today, as each team just kind of exchanging blows, going back and forth.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, right now, both teams, especially on offense, are playing very slow, which is pretty rare. You usually see a good mix of both, but like both teams have played slow so far. And it's curious to see how much different a slow play is as opposed to an aggressive play.
Yeah, that's true. So if we pop into the scoreboard here, if you're just joining us, this is still the first map. It is a scoreline of 2-1, currently in the Great Apes' favor. However, Gravity getting ready to go on their second attack round, and we'll see how they are able to handle the Great Apes' defense here on this far north objective. So stay tuned, and of course, thank you to everybody who has tuned in here tonight. We do appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the fight.
Definitely appreciate it, and I know the teams definitely appreciate it also. It's always a good time to be checked out by the other viewers, see what's going on.
All right, and there it is, the start of the very next round. That's going to be round number 4 of map 1 here on Cargo. Great Apes seemingly in some good spirits, but they are making sure that they're not getting cocky. They want to make sure not to overexpose themselves unnecessarily. Smoke's going to come out raining down on the defensive players from Marsoc as Gravity pushes its way up into the center buildings.
Lightseed managed to move up and get in a very strong position right there. He's in the dark room, which is a lot of cover. That is something that you really like to see. It is a risk getting up there. But Lightseed managed to hold it, and right now, Great Apes managed to get 2 frags so far, and it is 5v3. So it's looking very good. Purple Highway, though, he's going to have a little bit of work cut out for him right now, as the peak from the tunnel is about to commence.
We'll tune in on that action to see exactly what's going to happen. A frag comes out from Taokao. Unfortunately, it's just off, and he is unable to connect with the defenders. Purple Highway, though, set up on the door. Not sure if the bomb saw him, but Purple's going to take a peek. He's going to throw some fire of his own back at the tunnel entrance.
Oh, he flashed himself.
Yeah, a little bit of a Benny Hill moment there as Purple Highway drops his flash, and as he tries to rethrow it, he flashes himself.
Way too far.
But he's able to make up for it with a kill on Mecro. Now it's all about waiting out the bomb 602.
And it looks like he did figure out that there were two there originally. And right now also on the other side, Lightsteed is right next to Waterlad, literally just a small thin wall apart. Uh-oh. Frag out. Is that going to be a friendly nade?
Both sides down.
It is, and a good nade for the attack. However, the kill already coming out. Lightsteed's grenade going to waste there, but always better to be safe than sorry. And if the member had been downed, he would have been doing his part to finish off the enemy.
Most definitely. And right now, Great Apes, man, they have woken up the beast because it is 5-on-1 right now. Gravity's in a little bit of trouble. And Lightsteed should be able to hear him any moment now.
Oh, but Waterlad actually with some nice pre-fire, able to wing Lightsteed.
Shot but not out, but that gave away his position. So right now the team is starting to adjust and start to swarm where Waterlad is. He's got to be very careful about his positioning here.
Good play utilizing the smoke. It's going to stop any of the cross picks from coming out here from the Great Apes. However, Waterlad, if he doesn't retreat back, he's going to end up stuck, and I think Purple's actually going to see him. Unfortunately, Purple's going to be shooting through 2 layers of that graded fence, and unfortunately, there's not enough penetration on that particular item in order to pick up Waterlad. Waterlad does make his escape, and now he's run back to the south side of the map to try and come in from a different angle.
Yeah, you got to be very careful about knowing what is penetrable, what you can fire through, and what you can't. That's especially big on, like, for example, Cargo and Bazaar. You really need to test that out with your team and figure out what you can and can't fire to, because it can make the difference on what might be a kill and what might not, and you might give away your position at the same time. Still, with 2 minutes left, Waterlad has plenty of time to move in. He's just got to be very careful with how he goes about doing that.
He does. He's got to be careful, but he has to be also careful of his time. He's only got less than 2 minutes left. Now, luckily for him, it appears that Lightsteed has disconnected and dropped out of the map. So I'm sure he'll be reconnecting shortly. But now Gravity only have to deal with a 1v4. He's right outside Taokao's door. Taokao hears him, but he's not going to rush himself out to engage. Here he comes now. Waterlad able to see him, and the trade comes out. The Great Apes, though, with more members on the board, take the round and go up 3-1.
And not too bad. Great Apes are looking really good right now. 3-1 moving in, and the Great Apes are now going to be on the attack. Now, at the same time, though, you got to be a little bit careful about this because Gravity are on the defense. If they can defend this well and then still move in and go for a cap on the following round, then they have a chance to still take the map. It's still pretty much anyone's game, and we have seen a comeback before. So, but Great Apes are playing really well. Purple Highway especially, 6 kills to 1 death.
That's right. You literally actually took the words right out of my mouth there. I was just getting ready to comment on that. Tyler also having quite the game himself. He's got 5 kills to 1 death. And then over on the Gravity side, Haunted Folly currently kind of carrying the weight with his 5 kills. Rest of the score spreads pretty evenly with Mech unfortunately not able to yet secure a kill.
Well, and that's the really interesting part here also. because of that, one thing that we've seen is, I mean, Hunted Folly had 4 kills, but that was only in the very first round. Other than that, they've done a really good job at shutting down the rest of the team from even starting to get kills. I mean, we saw last round on the defense, they had 5 people up with 1 left.
Yeah, it's been kind of overwhelming. Gravity's defense has kind of been falling apart, or I'm sorry, their offense has been falling apart kind of towards the end of the map. The Great Apes have been able to just secure better defensive positionings in comparison to the team's attack. And it's really shown as most of these matchups when the Great Apes are on defense have come down to 1v4s, 1v5s, 1v3s. And this could be it. We are here on round number 5 of map number 1, and the Great Apes are 1 round away from clinching this first map.
At the same time, though, they lost the defense. Last time they attacked on this objective, they lost that one due to Hunted Folly's positioning. So he's got to be very careful. Hunted Folly did the smart thing, though, of switching up his position just a little bit. Is that going to make a difference, though?
Well, it appears to have deterred the push up the middle from the Great Apes. As you can see, Irish is actually looking for Haunted Folly. He's not going to see him, though, because of the boxes between him and the Irish Gorilla. Meanwhile, we got a little bit of a gunfight down in the tunnel. I'm going to take a ride on board here with Lightsteed. Meanwhile, the bomb able to take down Irish Gorilla with a nice headshot. Lightsteed and Purple still maintaining their push down the tunnel. Working a nice shield and rifle combo.
Very smart play there. They just got to be careful about Water Lad right there. Lightsteed, though, is really getting some good peeks out to get an idea of where people might be. Water Lad does know he's there, starting to hide. Smart move from Water Lad right there, taking out the shield.
Yeah, that was a great play and an interesting position. You don't see that position too much here, but Purple able to come back and get the refrag. Let's take a look now on the other side of the map as Taucow and Tyler begin to throw some smokes. It looks like they may be getting ready for an attack push here. Only time will tell, of course, but Arachna Reaper are going to be sitting waiting for the push. They're going to have to check that spot over in the little alley. Tyler's going to run out risky. Arachna Reaper's going to hear it, but he's not going to advance correctly. He's going to draw himself back and kind of push more for the defensive play. Taucow takes down Haunted Folly in his position from the last time they played this round. And now the Great Apes looking good here on their next attack at a 3v3 situation.
Still a lot of ground to cover. They got to be real careful about that. Purple Highway saw one and managed to take out the bomb also. Ooh, and Mech taking them down. It is now a 2v1. One's able to get revived on Gravity, but it's looking very good for the Great Apes right. Nope, wait, it's a 1v1. Huh, trade. Who knew? But a 1v1, and they have little idea of where each other are. He's got to be careful, though. Taucow does not want Gravity to get their teammate revived, but that looks like that is the case.
Going to be exactly what happens, just as you said. Taucow's kind of lack of aggression there, which is understandable considering he is the last man on the Great Apes in this attack run, but he does draw back, and that gives Arachna Reaper the time to come back and pick Mech up here in the back corner of the map. So it's now gone back up to a 2v1. The Great Apes here are looking to be in trouble on their attack run, but a 1v2 is much better than having to face a 1v5.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more doable. Unfortunately, though, also, Taucow has only gotten 1 kill so far. But still, he does have a chance to shine right here and take that first map for the Great Apes.
Taucow playing it very cautiously, very smart, checking as many angles as he can before pushing up, but not necessarily rushing most obvious choice of lanes either. I think he's going to actually have a better run here on this eastern push or western push that he's making. Only time will tell. That LMG definitely going to help him out, though, in those fire scenarios. He's not going to have to worry about that ammo running out and hearing that infamous click as he pulls the trigger when he's face to face with an enemy.
Oh man, still minute 30 though. He needs to be very careful on the ground that he is starting to cover. You have a decent chance of, you might not know how many's left, but you have a process of elimination on where they might be hiding. And so you just got to be very careful about how you do that. Luckily, Cow has checked his watch, so he now knows that he has a minute 15 left.
Yeah, the Great Apes have had a penchant for running low on time in the past, so it could have been something that they're working on. Cow usually, though, very conscientious of things like his time. Yeah. Oh, and he's gonna see Mechronid. Or you know what? Oh man, that guy's name. Mech, I'm not a fan of your name, bud. Nothing personal, but it's a mouthful, okay?
Well, and one thing I was surprised about Cow, I mean, sure, he might not be comfortable with it, but he did just walk past a free shield, which would have been very helpful on trying to figure out where people are at. Still, 1v1, is he going to be able to take out Arachnid? No. Arachnid winning it for his team with 29 seconds left.
And Cow lets out a sigh. Disappointment as he fails his team to secure that last point. However, they do have a chance to bring it back right here on the very next round as they go to defense in order to clench the map from their enemies.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult battle for Gravity, but still, if they are able to win this one, then they're going to be able to go on defense and really hopefully try to, get this first map. Gravity's still in it. We've seen them actually get a couple more kills now. Arachna Reaper has moved up to 4 kills. Still, Purple Highway is at 8 kills right now, just killing it on this first map.
Yeah, that's very true. Purple Highway definitely carrying the torch for the Great Apes here tonight. However, Gravity definitely picking up their response. The score now much more spread amongst their team, and they are starting to wake up. So this could spell bad news for the Great Apes if Gravity managed to get their momentum going.
It is going to be a good game, though. I'm excited. Now, here's the interesting part, too. They've been playing the same pace every single time so far. And so you almost can start expecting, they're going to be moving up slow every time pretty much, Gravity and the Great Apes. And so if I would know that as, a team captain, I would be saying, hey, since we know they're moving slow, we know where they're waiting at, let's throw some frags out and try to get them. Or I would at least try to switch up the gameplay and just start rushing in, trying to throw off the defense and get some quick frags.
Yeah, a nice change of pace might actually do quite well here. I agree. Some hard aggression with some well-placed smokes and even some well-placed frags could do the attacking team some justice in kind of upsetting the momentum of the game here, and could end up getting Gravity kind of back on top, if not tied, here on the map to take it to the last point.
It's just a matter of time, but the time is counting down, supposedly? Nope, 1 drop, so they stopped the countdown. Okay.
Well, in the meantime, we'll take this break to say thank you to all of those tuning in out there on the Onward Master League Twitch. Tonight should be a great game, as we've seen so far. Blows being traded back and forth between the two teams. Yeah, I mean, of course, a reminder to everyone, if you see something that you like, make sure you clip it and submit that, as the clips are now being compiled, and we're now actually putting those in a little bit of a weekly video wrap-up of the Onward Master League over at VR Respawn. So if you see something you like, clip it, and we'll be able to come back to it and check it out for the highlights from the previous week when we do those shows. And then always, of course, you can like and or follow and subscribe on the channel. Of course, if you are a member of Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription a month. So if you like it, please share that with us. Of course, all the proceeds going to the Onward Master League, to the moderators and the casters for their time spent in um, time spent bringing you these casts.
Yeah, they do a really good job, and I love how much they've really dove into the esports community. They've done an absolutely great job getting a part of all of it, and just do an absolute blast creating a very high quality video for us every single time. And it's a great thing to see, and helps build us up a lot more.
Yeah, it does. It's the overall exposure has been great for us, especially within the last year. You know, we've done the LAN events here, in OC5 and the ESL UK events that have gone on over the past year, and that's brought Onward and VR in general kind of out more into the forefront, which has been great. And then you also have companies like VR Respawn and some of the other media outlets that have given us some attention with their articles. I believe it was Thunder Pilot from Globochem who did an interview on AltSpace VR with, I believe it was Vivian Chazin. And yeah, so we're seeing a lot of improvement all around from just the exposure that's happening, and it has been great to see.
Yeah, and that was one of the coolest parts about just being able to see how everyone came together, especially at OC5. That was probably where we had the most just Onward players gathered together. I mean, we were able to meet Irish Gorilla, and Purple Highway was there too, if I remember correctly. Was Lightseed there? No, Tao Cow was.
Correct, yeah. Both Purple Highway and Tao Cal both there. Actually, the Irish Gorilla, Tao Cal, Purple Highway. A lot of the members of Great Apes actually were able to make their way out. It was actually really nice, as myself and Chief Pineapple, who are former members of the Great Apes, now on different teams, obviously, were out there as well. So we got to have kind of an old school Great Apes reunion while we were out there at OC5, and it was just a really good time. We had a blast, all the different parties and the events, and of course all the days on the demo. So that has been great as well. But in the meantime, speaking about here and now, it looks like we've had another player from the Great Apes actually drop out of the lobby. Not exactly sure what's going on. Maybe there's a reset happening, or possibly the Great Apes using a timeout.
Yeah, regardless, at this point, because it has been above the 2 minutes and we have seen a bit of a delay, this will have to be called as the Great Apes' first timeout if they do not want to have a point penalty. So it looks like, yeah, let's hope that they are able to have the rest of the game go smoothly for them so that they are able to not give up any points, or unfortunately have to maybe even play a couple of men down.
Yeah, the second one who dropped, I believe, was Purple, and I'm not quite sure if he's going to have any issues coming back in. I was originally thinking it might be Lightsteed who was having the trouble, but as you can see, well, maybe you can't see because I'm currently on a pre-round screen, but Lightsteed is actually in the lobby and kind of ready to go. But now Irish has left as well, so we could be seeing a lobby rehost here. Let me see if I can't find that out. Be having to reset the lobby, as sometimes folks are unable to rejoin the lobby if they drop out just for whatever reason. Just a small bug sometimes happens when you drop out or you leave the lobby. Sometimes when you jump back in, it will kind of kick you back to the main menu. So that's something.
Yeah. And it looks like it was agreed on that this would be their first timeout. They have 10 minutes to figure out what is going to go on. So let's hope that they are able to figure it out quickly. And while you guys are still here, and we have a little bit of time, just a little bit, we're going to talk about the rest of the matches that we have coming up this week that you guys can tune into. For example, it being a beautiful Thursday, we got a couple more coming. Like what? I'll tell you once it loads. For example, tomorrow, it looks like we have one more casted match. We have Animal House versus the Legionnaires. Now, that'll be a really fun one. That's going to be happening at 8 Eastern on Friday, and then that's going to be casted by Nightfire and Buxton. After that, though, on Saturday, we're going to have another one casted, the Great Apes versus the Vikings. That'll be cast by Sleepy, and a new caster coming into the fold, No Man, 27. So, a couple of exciting things now. One thing to be watching out for, Ember has been shooting up in the ranks a little bit. If you want to see just how well they are doing, you have a chance to on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, going against SNC Tactical, who is looking very strong this season. So there's a lot of fun matches to see coming up.
And while we're also sitting here on this break, why don't we talk about kind of where these two teams stack up currently in the worldwide rankings. Let's see here. Like the Great Apes are down at about number 27 currently, with 6 total maps played, a 3-win to 3-loss ratio, and an overall points played of 41. Meanwhile, if we drop down a few spots, we have Gravity sitting in number 33 in the worldwide rankings. Remember, this is worldwide and not the Americas East. Does include, of course, the European teams. And they have played 8 matches, actually, this season, with a 2-win to 6-loss ratio, and only being able to, unfortunately, put up 28 points. So if Gravity is actually able to pick up the win here in this series with a decent scoreline, they could, in fact, jump quite significantly on the leaderboards, and possibly jump 4 or 5 places just in the worldwide leaderboards. But we can also try and take a look at the American leaderboards.
Yeah, that's correct. And on the American leaderboards, the Great Apes are in 17th place, and Gravity's in 20th. So, but I mean, once you start getting into, like, you know, the top 14 teams, it's a very, very tight matchup.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, the top team's now getting very, very close, and actually that top team kind of cutoff point actually spreading itself quite far down the rankings nowadays. A lot of teams kind of battling it out for the top. I mean, just last week we saw your team, Silent Animal House, taking on SMC and actually doing a really good job at putting the screws to them. Fortunately for them, they were able to kind of come back in these unprecedented, like 3-1 in some cases, comebacks, but you know, overall, that was a great game, and it's been really impressive to watch you guys. Is there anything that, made a difference with you guys here lately that's allowed you to kind of start making such great leaps and bounds skill-wise?
The biggest thing that we personally have been working on is our timing, just going into maps and specifically trying to figure out how we want to move together, how we're communicating together. And one of the biggest things that's helped us is we have been able to draw up some plays. So if you're possibly a newer team and you're just kind of going in a little bit blindly into the league matches, just take some time outside of the game and go out and try to draw up some plays. You have some very well-made videos online of these league matches, and you're able to almost mimic them. Personally, we use the World of Tanks map maker, and you're able to upload all the map blueprints to be able to draw out some plays. And they really help make a big difference to help visualize what you want to do as a team.
Yeah, being able to share those plays and even share a screen to be able to do these plays together has been a big improvement overall. I mean, teams have always been able to do so in programs like Google Drawings and things like that, where they can share their documents and kind of work on them together. However, being able to do it in a nice free roam lobby where you can jump in and out of the map, everyone has a marker that they can utilize to draw on the whiteboard in lobby, and kind of suggest their routes. It's definitely making for a lot of improvement strategy-wise. We're seeing a lot of teams coming up with some very interesting things in the playing field.
So yeah, just a little bit of advice for anyone who might not have considered these things, or if you have and you're using them, great job. And if you have anything else, guys, in the chat, feel free to say, because we got nothing but time.
Yes, and hopefully that time should be dwindling down here pretty soon. It seems Irish Gorilla said he would be hopping back into the lobby here just momentarily. So hopefully not too long after that we will be rolling here. But of course stay tuned as we try and get you back into the action here so we can finally find out who's going to win this first map here on Cargo.
So also, one thing that's pretty exciting that is coming up is the new Halloween update. Get pumped about that. It looks like we are getting some zombies coming into the Onward. And Snooperfax has officially joined the room too. But zombies.
Yeah, that game mode, super fun. And it looks like it's just going to be a blast. Now, I've heard from testers, I've heard through the grapevine that that particular game mode, that Spec Ops game mode where the Volk team has the advantage of vision where they can see a bit farther than the Marsoc players, but I've heard that on night maps that game mode is just absolutely terrifying. I mean, you just can't see the Volk defender or to the Volk person coming until it's too late, and by then he's done stabbed you.
Yep, and the scary part is, from what I could tell from the preview, it looks like the Volk members are able to run faster too. And you only have a pistol, so let's hope you have a good shot. Because if not, you're going down fast. And we'll see what happens. Alright, and here we go. The countdown has been initiated. Thank you so much for your patience. What's going to happen, though?
Yeah, will this break have actually brought bad juju to the Great Apes, or will they be able to maintain their control of this map here in round 6 and keep things going?
Yeah, that's the tough part too, especially with these timeouts when you have the momentum, when you have this jive that your team's having. These long breaks can really throw off that groove that you find and really mess some things up. So you got to be very careful about that.
Other thing,
pushing up aggressively.
I'm gonna say some other things that might screw you up is throwing a bad smoke, Mr. Snooperfax. I saw that. You're not getting away from me that easy. Meanwhile, Gravity making their way up to the center portion of the map. They've pushed up quite well, quite aggressively so far. We've got the Bomb, Waterlad, and Mech pushing their way through the tunnel, and a bit of a firefight engaging as Lightsteed tries to engage with Arachna Reaper, but he's taken out by the Irish Gorilla.
Meanwhile, though, back in the corner, Snooperfax is about to run into a couple of problems. The Bomb and Waterlad have officially exited the building.
They're nice.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah, that's accurate. The Bomb actually utilizing a nice smart push. We're seeing some hand signals actually come out, trying to inform his teammate of Snooperfax's position. But
and the Bomb shot through a crack. Managed to get the kill.
Man, I tell you, watching all these different teams, whether they're teams towards the bottom of the ladder or teams at the top of the ladder, you see some really interesting new concepts that have been coming out. And that shot right there is an example. That is a spot I didn't even know really existed. So kudos to the Bomb for being able to find that out in his own personal time. Purple Highway here, gonna see the Bomb, maybe not. He's got his gun trained that way. He knows there's some people there. But I'm not quite sure if he had the sight line to be able to quite see the Bomb just yet.
Yeah, but he's about to get 2 peeks out, and he gets one.
I got one left side. I think there's another one.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Purple Highway. They're kind of getting cornered, though. One might be sneaking up from behind if they're not too careful.
Here, there's just 3 members of Gravity left. One member of the Great Apes has fallen, but it's not really going to matter. Lightsteed able to pick up Mech on a nice flank around through the tunnels. Haunted Folly takes down Irish Gorilla over on the objective. Irish is down, though not finished. Purple Highway going to get that refrag, though, and Lightsteed going to push his way in and take down the Bomb. And
Very well movement, though, from the Great Apes. Let me just continue that sentence for you real quick.
Thank you very much. Wow.
And it looks like the Great Apes took the first map 4-2. Very well played. That break just seemed to maybe pump them up even a little bit more to get that movement moving, and they took the first map.
You like to move it?
Yep. Oh, I do get some chat hype up in there. Great Apes taking the first one. Now this is gonna be someone else's choice. It looks like it's gonna be Gravity's choice, so they really need to come together and win this map right here, right now.
And with that, as we wait to see the next map, we will go back to the war room very quickly. I will remind you, as you can see on your screens there, the Great Apes have banned Tanker, and Quarantine has been banned by Gravity. So now we go into the second map. Thank you to my co-caster for updating those names so quickly. And it looks like map number 2 is going to be a long-term favorite of a lot of people, and it's going to be Suburbia.
It's a holiday in Suburbia. Yep, it's going to be a good one for sure. This is probably one of my favorite maps. Very close quarter, but you can get some very long shots at the same time. And man, oh man, is it going to look good. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Right now, though, the Great Apes, who have had a very strong defense in the past of this match, are now going to be defending on Suburbia. So this is going to be hopefully... they're going to be hoping to take this first round and keep that momentum going from defeating Gravity on that first map.
Yeah, I mean, if they can manage to take this map, they'll clinch the series, and it won't really matter what Gravity does on the second map. However, of course, Gravity going to be wanting to put up as many points as possible because, as we all know here in the Onward Master League, it may be a best of 3 to win the series. However, the points do matter at the end of the day, and that does tell us what the MMR differential will be when the points are placed at the end of the week.
Yeah, but can and will make a difference. You just got to be very careful about that. So here we go. They're drawing on the boards, hopefully getting some strong strats figured out. What's going to happen?
Of course, we're going to see a little bit of a longer mid-round timer here because this one actually has to be manually started by the lobby leader. Which is fine, typically not too much of a delay still off of the 2 minutes. Actually looks like they were being courteous enough to wait for us silent. Do you believe this?
Aw, that's so nice. I appreciate these guys. Wow, seriously. Alright guys, we're good to go when you are.
And it looks like our first objective here on this map is going to be the Burning Porch objective. Nice, sometimes quick action spawn where a lot of teams have been known to be able to get in quite quickly under the cover of smoke and get a nice 2-point cap. Let's see if Gravity's able to maintain that record and be able to get in here unbeknownst to their defending team.
Yeah, it'll be very curious to see. Again, though, are they going to be switching up their gameplay, or are they going to continue to have their kind of slower play going in?
And as we wait for the teams to leave the pre-round start screen, I'll let you know it's going to be round 1 of map 2.
Beautiful.
A little serenading coming out from Purple Highway as he sings us the tune of Sweet Caroline as they approach the defense of the objective. Smokes, though, going to be coming out from Gravity. Of course, I cut to the wrong camera.
They have a very wide spread, though. They're not really focusing on the playground area. Instead, they're going up lanes 1 and 2, which is over by this Humvee right here. They gotta be very careful, though. Irish Gorilla is ready to greet them with some bullets.
Lightspeed.
They're out of position. 1 down, 2 down.
And a nice double pick for Irish, quickly following up from the initial pick on the bomb from Lightsteed. Irish now confirming his 2. Is he going to be ready for Mech on the corner? It's not going to matter. Mech taking a little bit too much time getting himself around, and Irish able to push away. He's coming up, though, on the flank.
Uh-oh.
He's not looking behind him. Mech, hearing Irish push back, he's going to be turned around. Irish going to find another in the backside. That's going to be 3 for him this round, and Gravity already looking at a 1v5.
Oh, and Mech missed his shots. He hit the sandbag right in front of him instead of killing Irish Gorilla.
That is not going to be good. The Irish Gorilla now knowing where Mech is. If Mech doesn't move, he's going to be in for a world of hurt.
Nade out, so we didn't quite know where he's at.
Yeah, not too sure if that was just a bad nade or maybe he was unfamiliar with what angle that nade needed to leave from behind that fence, as he obviously could not see where the sandbags were that Mech fired from previously. But he's going to slowly work his way up, however. Snooperfax in the top story of the Volk spawn house. Oh man, Mech. You're going to need to hit those shots, bud. Buddy does. He manages to catch out the elbow of Irish Gorilla and take him down. Now he's going to have to worry about Snooperfax up here in the second story of the spawn house.
And that's the scary part. You've officially given away your position. And so it's a tough situation to be in. He does have one that is able to get revived. Although I haven't heard a lot of callouts coming from the bomb on where the enemy is. But it's a 1v4 right now. And Lightsteed's in a very good position to maybe pick out Mech right off the bat. Still, though, 3.5 minutes left. Plenty of time.
Yeah, that's true. Going back to your comment about the bomb and his lack of callouts, it's very possible that the bomb is concerned that if he does make any callouts, that Lightsteed, who initially took him out, who has great angle actually on the revive if Mech was to come through. Ooh, but Lightsteed does catch Mech on his transfer, and the Great Apes take the first round on defense. It's now going to be 1-0 on map number 2.
So not bad by the Great Apes yet. Now they are going to be going on the attack, going for the same objective. So, man, Great Apes are looking really good this match. So far, so good. They only lost one person that time around, and that was the Irish Gorilla after doing a very strong push, taking out 3 of the 5 members single-handedly.
Yeah, and then Lightsteed actually able to clean up the other 2, getting all 5 kills just split between 2. Meanwhile, on Gravity, the only kill coming out so far from Mech as he took down Irish Gorilla, as my co-caster Silent mentioned just a moment ago. Still a good match, though, in Suburbia, one of those maps where it could really go either way. That was the word I was looking for.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Anyway, so, I mean, this is getting troubling for Gravity. They need to start winning a couple of rounds. Unfortunately, easier said than done, but now they're at least on the defense. We've seen some good defenses coming from Gravity. They just really need to be careful about the Great Apes right now. They're looking good. They're playing in unison. And they're having some very difficult shots that are starting to land. So let's just hope Gravity is able to start getting some smart picks and hopefully changing some momentum around, because right now they could use it.
Right, and here we go, and Gravity will have a chance to do just that as they defend the burning building objective here on round 2 of map 2. Will the Great Apes have what it takes to take this objective from them? We'll see, as they do get the rather quick spawn in the northeast. We see...
and Shield is out.
Shield is out, and we actually saw some pretty interesting play from them here in the recent weeks, which was, and they're doing it here now, Purple Highway having his team just pile the smokes at his feet so that only one player is really having to worry about the smoke control, and he's just going to lay all of those smokes down on the objective. Snooperfax dropping a bad frag and it taking down his teammate Talcal. He is able to be res though, and that res does come out pretty quick. Purple still on the throw with his smokes. I believe he's tossed a total of 5 now out towards the objective and its surrounding defending positions.
Yep, and he's got a very good spread out. I mean, there's still a little bit of a hole right now, but if they're able to maybe try to sneak in, they might be able to get a cap. And Lightsteed, though, peeking around the corner with the shield.
That's a good call. Unfortunately, Haunted's able to see it, and his frag is unable to get Mech, so the front porch is still safe. Irish Gorilla, though, He's going to come out with his tablet out, crawling. He's going to be seen, though, because the smoke not quite covering him very well. And Mech able to take that kill as well. Unfortunate for him if that smoke, if maybe one of those smokes hadn't quite died out just yet, he might have been able to get it. Snooperfax with a beautiful pick on Haunted Folly there at the tank. And a member of Gravity has left the back house or has been picked. Now leaving just Mech and a few defenders who are way off base here. If Mech goes down, the Great Apes have this cap, no questions about it. Taocow, go ahead.
They're not rotating either. Now they start to, but it might be a little bit too little, too late. He's moving in. He's going for the cap. They're still not rotating back to objective. They are slowly. And now Lightspeed finally starts going.
And a wasted opportunity. Unfortunately, the rotation to come around for the cap has now taken too long. Lightsteed fumbling with his shield there a bit, and they have lost their opportunity to cap. He's now just going to have to hope for the best here as he defends the objective with his shield, but the grenade from Arachna Reaper going to be quite impressive and take down Lightsteed as Gravity snagged the second round.
Ouch. Nice job, Gravity. I mean, a little bit close. And that rotation got a little scary, a pretty big hole there for a chance on a cap. But they managed to still play it out. They got a really good nade right there. Snooperfax. Maybe a little drunk with that with that opening frag, but luckily they were able to get the refrag. Snooper though, moving in with 2 revives.
Great play coming out here from both teams. Overall, a great back and forth here. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard as we wait on the next round to start. We're here on the second map for those who might be just tuning in. The score currently 1-1 on Suburbia, but the Great Apes able to take cargo from Gravity in a scoreline of 4-2. So still anyone's match. Score still quite close, in fact. But it is slowly tilting towards the Great Apes' advantage. However, this will be Gravity's pick, as they are the away team, and we are here on the second map. So maybe Gravity about to pull out some stops, take it to the Great Apes here on their map choice.
Guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. That's for sure.
So, all right, Silent. We're 2 maps in, or 2 maps in 2 rounds, or 1 map and 2 rounds in. What's your prediction? Who do you have here? Who do you think is going to take this objective, or this
series? Oh man, well with this objective right now, with it being the red cup objective, and with how I've seen the Great Apes defending so far, I'm gonna have to give it to the Great Apes. They started on Volk on this map, and they've been absolutely solid on their defense so far. And Gravity just has been seeming to be a little bit off. And so I'm really hoping that they're maybe going to start having some more shots land. But right now I'm going to give this map and the match to the Great Apes.
Fair enough. As we start the round, I'll take a quick peek at the overhead map here to get an idea of where the players are going. A nice spread from east to west coming out from Gravity. The defenders. I might.
It looks like you might.
So again, as the round starts, we're going to take a look at the overhead map. The Gravity team has gotten quite a nice little spread, and the defense has set in their positions now. A lot of action going out, but so far no kills. And just as I say that, Haunted Folly takes a pick onto the Purple Highway, confirming that.
Say it again. Get another kill.
No kills have come out just yet. Didn't work that time. The curse is broken.
Just barely with a missing nade, though. But one managed to get into the backyard. Waterlad's got to be very careful, though. He's got to jump on Snooperfax. Now they're starting to drop.
Irish Gorilla able to pick up Haunted Folly. And that's going to be a nice pick. Now he gets another with Arachna Reaper. Irish Gorilla just going off here on Suburbia. Meanwhile, Waterlad was able to take out Taocow. And, of course, Purple Highway getting downed earlier by Haunted Folly. It is now a 3v2.
Ooh, and a 1v3. Tao Cow heard one in the backyard and was like, huh, that's trespassing, and just blew him up. Oh man, and he is crossing that first street very nice and slow and making it to the white car. So far so good on that one. Lightspeed though, moving around. He might be able to run into Mech though.
Mech should be able to see Tao Cow's head there at the mailbox. However, he's not shooting. I can't tell if it's a smart play or if it's not. Could be a very...
Ooh, Lightsteed's moving around too, so Mech is kind of pinching himself a little bit. He's got to be very careful about how he moves.
I believe Tao Cow saw Mech there as he's now trained on these Esco barriers. And the shots come out, but it goes to Mech as he takes down a nice kill. Lightsteed's going to push up. Unfortunately, the trade comes out and Mech being on the losing end. The Great Apes take the next round. Go up now 2-1.
Dang, well that was pretty good. I mean, at the same time, that was a little risky because if Mech was able to get that kill without the trade, it would be a 1v1 and a very close match right there. So, I mean, but dang, good job on Mech on that part. Managed to get to that shot against Tao Cow was a sharp shot. Nice, just quick headshot taking him down.
Yeah, I agree. It was a very tight angle, so he had to be very precise to not only thread the needle between those two Hesco barriers, but also to be able to hit Tao Cow without Tao being able to hit him back. So kudos to him there, and unfortunately he just got the short end of the stick when it came to trade with Lightsteed. It could have very well gone his way, and we could have been seeing him claw his way back from his team's downing at the end of that round.
All right, and now it's the Great Apes' opportunity to really start moving up, and if they take this round, they're going to be 3-1. So, moment of truth. Gravity's going to have to make a statement here, and if anything, start really defending. At the same time, though, the Bomb and Purple Highway are both at 0 kills so far. So let's see what happens.
Well, we still got a lot of gameplay left here on the second map, so I'm sure things will change for those two players. However, it doesn't always take everyone getting the kills. Sometimes you just have that one guy who's just going off on the map, and so far for the Great Apes, there I said it. So far for the Irish Gorillas, it's been the Irish Gorilla. But no, Irish Gorilla having a great round so far. I thought he had actually gotten 3 on both, but maybe not. Meanwhile, on Gravity, Mech has picked up 5 himself. So Gravity, no slouches here. Things just happen to be going the way of the Great Apes currently. A nice smoke there that actually will cover the back side of the objective, and then Snooperfax with a super long angle from the carport, able to take down Mech on the objective.
Ooh, and Superfax is in a fight right now with the Bomb. They both shot each other a little bit.
Bomb is gonna need to be careful. Another bad frag from Snooper, and it's all over. But a frag comes out from the Bomb, and Snooper is gonna be so lucky to be alive as that frag just a few feet from his booty.
But he's got to be very careful, though. I don't think he knows that the Bomb is literally right next to him. They could high five if they wanted to, but instead they're trying to kill each other.
Could you imagine? I would love to see that. Two enemies engaging in a firefight, and then at one point they just decide to call a truce for a moment to give each other a high five.
Just high five to call it good, and then knife fight.
Lightsteed able to confirm Arachna Reaper. Snooperfax going down to the Bomb, and the Bomb going down to Snooperfax. Irish Gorilla picking...
Nope, he's calling for the cap. Oh, They still did go for the cap. Great Apes managed to get it. Irish Gorilla going for the cap to take the round and the map and the match. All of it. It's all done. It's over. But we still have one more map.
Such a great play right there. The cap coming in clutch for the Great Apes, and they've now secured themselves the series. And kudos. That was a great cap attempt. I did unfortunately miss it, and I do apologize to the viewers for missing that push. However, there was stuff going on just everywhere, and it's not always easy to get to where the action is right away. But kudos to the Great Apes there for getting that cap. They ended the round very, very early, and we're going to go on to map number 3 here very shortly.
And it's looking good for the Great Apes. Wow, that puts them at 9 points now to 4.
That is correct, and as you said that, we'll bring up the scoreboard so everyone else can see. It's actually going to be 8 points to 3 as the score line was so far. Cargo map number 1, 4-2. Suburbia, the second map, as we just saw come to an exciting conclusion, ended 4-1. So that leaves the Great Apes up 8-3. Gravity really going to have to pull out all the stops here to even that score up here on the third match in order to lighten the MMR blow. And we are now going into map number 3. Gonna look like we have Downfall for the final map.
Oh man, now that's gonna be a tight one right there. I mean, this is we've played 2 very close maps, and now we're going to a very widespread map and some very long shots.
Yeah, it is. It's going to lend itself to some excellent long-range engagements. Have to see who's going to have the better luck here on this final map. Hopefully Gravity. I really want to see Gravity actually come back here and take this map and even it be a blowout. I'd love to see this final score end in an 8-7 score line. That would be just fantastic, really.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I mean, on the same side, we've seen a lot of times where the Volk have been a little bit more of the dominating force on this side. So, I mean, with Gravity starting this out, maybe they have a chance to finally get some strong points going in. If they're able to, it will be a little bit softer of a punch for their loss currently. So let's hope that they're at least able to take one map.
Yes, let's hope that indeed. And while the team's ready up, we'll take a look at what Downfall has to offer here to the teams involved. In a world where the desert has crows in it, we find ourselves pushing out from a hilltop, looking on an abandoned helicopter crash in the middle of a Middle Eastern desert town. 2 militant units have forced their way in to battle it out here in the sands of Guadalajara. Somewhere. Find out soon who reigns supreme on Downfall.
Alright, there we go. Countdown is initiated and everything's good to go, and here we go. A beautiful improv moment. He just managed to do it. And here we go. What's gonna happen? Looks like it's a little bit further of a spawn for them, but they're gonna be able to make a run for it, see what happens.
Yep, and Mr. Co-caster man, do you realize what you have done with the team names? Was that intentional?
Oh yeah, that was totally intentional, 100%.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. We're gonna roll with it for the rest of the game. Just.
Irish Gorilla got the cap. It is now the team's name. And Irish already starting out with a kill.
I was going to say, and with that, the Irish Gorilla going to go ahead and show why his team is now called the Irish Gorillas, because he is going to lead the charge and get the first kill, but just beat me to it once again.
Sorry, I will stop doing that.
No, it's completely all right. I'm glad that you're on top of things. I'm actually a little bit tired this evening. I worked a bit early of a day today. I actually almost didn't wake up in time for this cast. I kind of fell asleep accidentally on my couch a few minutes ago. So, not the greatest, but the Irish Gorillas utilizing that drone, they're able to secure a few positional locations of the enemy, and now the bomb going to take his time to actually come out of the building and take down the drone just to stop that buzzing noise.
You got to be very careful about that. Gravity, their first kill should not have happened by the Irish Gorilla, mainly due to the fact that he was just completely out of position. Running on top of that hill and everything, that is something you do not want to do, and unfortunately, him and his team paid dearly for it with losing one right off the bat.
That's not looking good. If we take a look at the overhead map, it appears to show that the defense for Gravity not really that strong. You've got two somewhat close to the objective, but you got one guy way off there in the west where if the two on objective were to be taken down, he's not going to be able to rotate to the objective in time if the team is able to get on the objective and start entering a code. Also, the guy there in the far south, in which you see the two MARSOC members approaching, he's a little ways off, but from that vantage point, he's able to actually see down onto the objective, so he can actually provide a good backwatch. But overall, I'm going to say this is a bit of a weaker defense, and I'm thinking the Great Apes are actually taking advantage of this quite well.
Yeah, and on top of that, also right now, Irish Gorilla, he is moving up to where Mech is, getting some final revenge. Seems like those two have been going at it a little bit this match. So,
yeah, did Mech do something to you, Irish? Did he?
Now this is a very interesting move from Irish also, though, because he is standing right out in the open, throwing a nade through a window. Does he get it? Nope, he's got to run for it.
Oh, but he's going to come around. Mech's going to see him through the window. And Mech does get the kill on the Irish Gorilla. Taucal now the only member left here in the far south. He's not going to push his way directly onto the objective. He's going to be a bit smarter about it and utilize the hill and the defilade here on the other side of the White House for cover as he moves his way up towards the objective.
Ooh, Snooperfax almost taken out by the guy who just took out Irish Gorilla. He's got to be very careful about how he's pushing, though, because he's poking out by the guy who is on the other side of the map. So Snooper's in a very dangerous position right now.
And a smoke coming out, but a little bit of team fire. Haunted Folly manages to wing the bomb, and he's going to have to heal. The smokes come out. Taocal's on the push. If he manages to take this kill, he gets the kill. He's now going to be able to go in and onto the objective for the cap. This could be another 2 points for the Great Apes.
Where was Mac? Where was Mac? Oh, the bomb's moving in. Is he going to be able to get the cap in time, though? Is he?
No, he's... Oh, he did!
They got it!
Wow, and an amazing play there from Taucal. Great use of that smoke to cover Mech's overwatch of the objective. And Taucal, I think the team name needs to change now. It needs to be the Taucals now, as Taucal comes out and clutches a super crucial early map cap for the Great Apes. Amazing. That was some fantastic play there from Taucal. Great utilization of the smoke, as I mentioned, in order to obscure the vision of the guy on the south hill that's able to overwatch the backside of the objective. The bomb 602, I understand what he was doing. Unfortunately, it just came at the wrong time. Taucal pushes up on a hard push, manages to take down Haunted there on the objective, and it was all said and done. Now, the cap could have definitely come out a bit quicker. Taucal did push it right to the very razor's edge there on that round. But, I mean, overall, at the end of the day, he got the cap. They're 2 points up, and that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep, that's for sure. And, well, and that's one of the big things here, especially when we're seeing a lot of the higher up teams like SMC Tactical, Globochem, all those teams, they are able to cap in about 7 seconds or less. And so, I mean, a lot of them already have the code memorized, or they're able to quickly memorize and then even more quickly type it in. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And with that being said, here we go. The Tau Cows are moving in and now defending strong. Let's see what happens.
Also, thank you, F. Lipinski. I saw your comment a little while ago. I was wondering if you were going to make good on your word to donate 100 bits for every cap, but yes, you did. I noticed those bit donations, and thank you very much for that. We do appreciate that. Right, so here we go into just round number 2. You might not believe it from the scoreline, but it is only round 2. As the Tau Cows now take it to Gravity on defense. They could go up 3-0 here if they're able to play a strong defense here on Downfall.
And now one thing I really like right there is Snooperfax is doing a little bit more than what Gravity should have done last round, is staying in cover on the hill and just looking out. Now they know where the objective is, and they are able to, you know, protect it a little bit more and adjust their defense accordingly. You did see one just push up. Irish Gorilla is now in the middle of the map in a very strong position, but he's on the outside. Almost getting picked off.
Snooperfax looking for that eastern flank, but he's not going to see it because he's looking more directly north, and he's got 2 guys off on his eastern side pushing up now to the tank. He should be able to hear the smoke now, which should redirect him, but no, he continues to lay suppressive fire on that northern side, and it's just going to allow the other team to just continue their push.
At the same time, Irish Gorilla is now getting some shots off. Tyler manages to get a kill, but Snooperfax being taken out by Arachna Reaper. And it's a 4v4. The Tau Cows, though, are still holding their position pretty well so far. The biggest thing that they are going to have to worry about Gravity is Purple Highway, who's now peeking. He's going for the shots and barely missing.
Does he have far west?
Yeah,
Yes,
I gotta say I'm really disappointed in Purple Highway. He's just doing an atrocious job here tonight. I think he is terrible, and I hate him as a person. I'm just kidding, everyone. I love Purple Highway to death. He's one of my really good friends from this community. But yeah, Purple Highway doing a great job. He's trying to cover the west for his team from the Center Hotel rooftop. And not able to find the kills just yet, but that doesn't mean it's not to come. Irish Gorilla, meanwhile, still taking a peek from that northern bungalow towards the north rooftop. He's not going to manage to see anything as of yet either, and I did miss it, but Snooperfax was finally taken down on that north ridgeline, and the bomb finds Tyler in the west as well.
Be very careful now. Now that north-south Marsoc have been taken out, the entire ravine is now completely open, and Waterlad and Arachna Reaper are taking full advantage of that and are going to possibly be able to move in on objective. They're really starting to create a pinch.
And now Gravity responding with a little drone action of their own. They're looking for the remaining defender positions here on the map. Lost it when it went on the other side of that building, but I believe he tucked it inside to keep it safe. Purple Highway, though, comes out on the second story and is able to take down the bomb in the west as he tries to push his way up to get closer to the objective. Oh, no!
A friendly down. That is not something you want to go for either. That's a bit too risky of a revive. He is right out in the open. And Gravity has 2 members left. One able to be revived. Well, 3 members. One able to be revived, but man, and that spread right now. One of them is all the way over at the northmost hotel.
He's not paying too much attention to the windows.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for, I believe that's Mecro way out there.
And
yes.
He has 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to need to begin his push out very quickly. Waterlad, though, he may be down and out in the middle of a field, but he is giving callouts. He's already called out Tau Cow's position on the objective. And now also I believe he has called out Purple, who sees Arachna Reaper up on the hill and starts to take some fire. Arachna's going to fire back with some shots of his own, force Purple to rotate. But overall, he's not doing anything but keeping the defenders alive. He's also alerted Tao to his position now. And Purple able to get the pick with a beautiful headshot there. All right, Purple, maybe I like you a little bit on the guy in White House. Now, Purple Highway, if he were smart, he wouldn't take the chance, and he would go ahead and put a couple into Waterlad here out in the open, but it seems he's not going to do that. But either way, the remaining teammate for Gravity only going to have about a minute left before he's out of time.
Yeah, it's all about that time management, and right now he does not have that, but he's still moving like he does. But that's okay. So, because right now everything is still looking fairly good, though, for the Great Apes. And we'll have to see what they're going to do. They might be able to sweep this map, though, 4-0. Oh, and does Mech not see the one at Humvee? That is a hard spot to make, though. I mean, someone prone like that, that is kind of a hard spot, but...
Well, it's not if Mech going to see Irish, but is Irish going to see Mech? I mean, Irish isn't even looking Mech's direction. If Mech happens to fire, though, Irish will be able to take him. But
Irish found him.
Yeah, he did. He's got to check a couple of times. He just wants to make sure, and Irish Gorilla takes down Mech to take the Great Apes up 3-0 on map number 3.
The Tau Cows win.
That they do. And so far, we're seeing what I wanted to see Gravity do happen now from the Great Apes, and they're able to just kind of really open up that scoreway. This is going to be really good for the Great Apes, as they, of course, want the largest score span possible in order to gain as much MMR from this bout as they can. Gravity, though, still putting up a good fight. You know, they're getting some great shots as well. They were able to take down Snooperfax on a nice flank, as he didn't pay attention to the far eastern side of the map, and they were able to just kind of slip right up on him. But overall, still a great match here, and, you know, thanks again for everyone who's out there tuning in. We are trying to, of course, expand our coverage to some of the teams that might not get the privilege of being casted as much. And as we, of course, onboard more and more casters over the next few weeks, that coverage will continue to grow, and, you know, pending people's real-life schedules and personal responsibilities, we could be covering almost every match every week before you know it. So, of course,
it's getting there.
It is. Yeah, we've got quite a few people now applying and showing their interest in becoming a caster. And of course, if you want to become a caster or are interested in this, you can always tag a league caster or the league casting mod to see what you have to do to kind of earn your stripes and get the opportunity to jump in on an Onward Master League cast here. But
Yep.
of course, we're very open to everyone, so, you know, feel free to jump on in and pick our brains for any advice on you know, hosting or trying out your first cast. And meanwhile, we're getting going here for round number 3.
Yep, so far so good. Now, right now, though, the Purple Highways are going to have to make a big statement here on securing what might be this map. They might have a chance to play this out and get a good win and 4-0 them right here, right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really tough for them to get that 4-0. This is, of course, the Ice Cream Truck objective, or the Ice Cream Truck 1 story, the Body Bag 1 story, the million cajillion other names that each team has for this building. But it's out in the open. That's what I'm getting at. And there's a lot of coverage angles from all of these surrounding buildings that you see. So getting a cap on this objective can be very tough. But let's see if the Great Apes are able to do it. But I am personally thinking that this will be Gravity's 1 point to kind of stop the Purple Highways from taking this map 4-0.
You got to be very careful on their pushes, though. They have a couple of really good positions. Waterlab, though, being in the doorway, has a very good angle on watching people who are coming out. The bomb taking out Snooperfax, though he does have a chance of being revived.
Got a nice pick there from Bomb long range. Just a short burst. He was able to connect. Now some shots ring out from the from the attackers in the south. It's going to be Tyler and Taucal, the T twins, pushing their way out from the ravine.
You got a guy middle hotel.
Oh man, it doesn't look like they're quite trying to rotate around. It looks like Snooperfax at this point will just be the man who is there to give callouts.
Yeah, Snooperfax in a tough position to be revived, so it may be that he actually has called out to his team to leave him and that he will feed them information, which sometimes information is one of your strongest weapons in this game, so I can't say that I blame him, especially being out in the open like that where it would cause a teammate to put himself at risk of dying as well and going just yet another man down. But meanwhile, the bomb just been able to kind of be the bomb here in this round. He's been able to take down 2 so far, and he's got 2 more pushing at him here before too long.
Oh man, yeah, this is looking like a very good push. The bomb just got spotted though. Taken out by Taucal. That's a good momentum right there.
It is, but Tyler able to make out where the shots came from. He's able to call out Mech's position in the very northwest building. He's told Tao about it. Tao's now going to try and take a peek, but it could be a risky one as going to be quite the long shot for that LMG. But Tyler, from range, able to take down Mech in that northwest corner. They're doing a great job here on this south push, just securing the path to the objective.
Yep, now the dangerous part is they probably don't know or are anticipating that there's 2 people there.
Yes.
They're still watching it.
Yeah, and they would be smart. I mean, I think it's pretty smart not to know that there's 2 there, because, I mean, not a lot of times do you see teams kind of double and even triple stack people in areas, except for maybe on Suburbia in that center house objective. So it's not really something I can fault him for, because, you know, most teams are not going to do that. So.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. They got to still be very careful about water, though.
That they
Water
do.
Lad is still hiding and being completely silent. Purple Highway taking out Haunted Folly.
Take a ride on board as Water Lad, going to cover a tighter angle. He's actually not going to catch the Great Apes as they push up into the center objective, but he's going to instead watch the objective itself, as he knows he's now losing teammates left and right. It's a 3v3 now on both sides, and he is more concerned about stopping the cap, but that might be a little bit hard to do as we see smokes coming out, and Water Lad going to call that out from his position. Great Ape's going to have to take an interesting route. Tyler's going to go in for the push. Water Lad able to take him down. Purple Highway taking down Arachna Reaper. And it's now 2v2 as smokes burn the objective.
You gotta be careful though. Purple Highway is now running up. He has a silenced gun, so it's gonna be a little bit hard calling that out. Purple Highway though is in cover. He has made it to the wall. He's going for the cap.
And F. Lipinski's gonna have to send us 100 more bits, because this looks like it's gonna be another cap for the Great Apes.
That's 300 more bits, because he said 200 if it's 5-0 and 100 per cap.
And Purple does do it. He takes the Great Apes up to a 5-0 win on Downfall, and that unfortunately is going to be the end of Gravity's hopes here in this series. Kudos, though, to both teams. I think we saw some great games. The Great Apes, unfortunately, just kind of warming up and getting a little bit more together towards the end than Gravity was able to do. However, we saw a great match, and of course, we can't be thankful for anything else other than that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if anything, it's a great job on the Great Apes' part, moving up now 13-3. Let's hope that they're able to keep on moving up. They're looking good so far. And, I mean, all in all, though, very happy about this cast.
Yeah, I am as well. I'm glad we were able to do this. Typically, I'm not able to grab many midweek casts, as it's usually tough to get online in time to catch them. But of course, a big thank you to everybody out there as well watching on the Twitch, and of course also thank you to our moderators, to our players, and to our casters for devoting their time to this wonderful game simply out of devotion and love for the game.
Yeah, exactly. And with that said, guys, this is going to be the end of the cast. Thank you so much again. Sleepy and Silent Night, we're signing out. Have a good one, guys.
Good night, everybody.